Michael here, and in this video journal I'll be making the bridges for my ambrosia maple guitar builds. I'll show you how I take an ebony blank like this one and turn it into my finished bridge product like this one here. Keep watching. Well, it's time to start working on the bridges for the ambrosia maple guitar builds. And I have some ebony bridge blanks here, and I'm going to start milling these down and showing you how I do make my bridges. The first step is to take these and take them over to my sander and sand them down till I get a blank that's smooth and square, at least on two surfaces. Well, now that I have my bridge blanks sanded smooth on the top and the bottom and have one true squared edge that I've sanded flush, I've picked which side is going to be the top and the bottom. Next thing I need to do is mark my center lines. With my center line marked on my bridge blank, it's time to put the pinhole locations on. The bridge pin holes will be drilled out with an 11/64 inch brad point bit. And I have an 11/64 inch drill bit stock that I've sharpened to a point that I'm going to use to mark the center. Alrighty, I've got everything lined up and marked out. I'm just going to go ahead and drill these holes in this bridge for the bridge pins. The next thing I need to do with my bridges is take some of the thickness off the wings before I start doing the final profiling of the actual shape. And to do that, I've just got a little jig here that I've made that uses bridge pins to index the holes. The next thing I want to do is to go ahead and start fine-tuning the shape of the front of the bridge. On the wings, I've gotten them cut down on the bandsaw, but it's time to do a little fine-tuning on that. I'm going to do that here with this little robo sander. I'm ready for the next profiling step, which is to profile the front edge, leading edge of the bridges. And to do that, I'll use this little jig here. And once again, everything's indexed through the bridge pin holes. That's the jig that I'll be using for the last profile section. Well, the next step in the production of the bridges is to round over the back side of the bridge right here. I want it to taper down gradually to the bottom. And I've got a little holder here. I'm going to put it on. And I also need to go ahead and sand off the rough scratches that were left from the robo-sanding of the actual manufacturing of the bridges. I'm going to be putting some pearl inlays in the bridges. It's a little leaf that's just like the leaf that I've put on the fingerboard inlays. Okay, inlays are now sanded down on the bridge, so I'm ready for the next step, and that is going to be to arch the back of the bridge to match the top of the guitar. The top of the guitar has a 30-foot radius on it, and of course the bridge is flat at the bottom. So what I need to do is sand the radius on the bottom of this bridge blank. I just have a little board here that I put the 30-foot radius on, and I've got my bridge here, and I'm just going to sand it down. And the bridge is going to be a little bit hard to hold on to while I sand, so I'm just going to take a couple of little bridge pins. Go ahead and chalk up the bottom here. Well, with the bridge real close to having the 30-foot radius on the bottom, it's time to go ahead and make sure that it's perfect for the body that I've chosen it to go on. So I'll just okay. And there's our bridge. Our saddle location is approximately there. So there we go. Well, that concludes this video journal on making bridges. The next step will be actually finishing the instrument and then assembling everything. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe and hit the notification icon. And if you'd like to consider supporting the channel, there's a link down below where you can buy me a coffee. And thank you all so much for watching.